Hi, welcome to Kredily's full product demo. This video will help you understand the complete features and functionalities of Kredily. We will see what can an administrator do with Kredily. Company profile. Company profile is everything about your company, and you can add details about your company here. In overview, you can add your company's registered name, your website, your brand name. You can add all these information in company profile, and you can also add your company's social profile information like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. The next is your address. Here I have entered my registered office address as Mumbai, Maharashtra, Wankhede. If you want, you can change this, edit this. You can also add a corporate office details. I have already given something over here. If you want, you can change this, and you can also add any number of branch office details that you have, which is in your custom address title. You can add custom address as your branch name, and you can add any data or any address that you want here. And the next option is your departments. I have already entered these many departments for my organization. If you want, you can add another by clicking on the add option here, and I'm going to give it a name. This department that I'm adding is research and development. You can type in the name and save it. Once it is saved, this will be included here. If you want, you can even make changes by clicking on the edit option. The same goes with your designations as well. Here I'm showing you all the designations that I've already added for my organization. If I need to add another, I'll click on the add option, and I will add the designation title, and I will save it. If required, we can also edit the name for it. And the next option is announcement. Announcement is something that you will make use of when you have to announce something for all your employees in the organization. So let me post an announcement and show you how it looks like. I'm writing a message here. We are working this Sunday. I'm going to post it. Once it is posted, this announcement will be visible to every employee in the organization in the tasks and notification section. So can you see it here? We are working this Sunday. I'm gonna go inside the company profile. Let me delete this notification that I have created. Okay. That's about it. And the next option is your policies. It's very simple in Kredily to upload all the policy information. If you can see, I have uploaded all my organization's policies: domestic travel policy, holiday list, leave policy, reimbursement policy. HR can download this. Your employees can also look at all the policies that has been uploaded by an HR administrator. I'm just showing you the holiday list that has been uploaded for my organization. This is as per what has been declared by the government. And this can be viewed by every employee. All the documents that is uploaded by an HR administrator can be viewed by employees. HR administrators can also make changes to the already uploaded policies as and when required. That's everything about it. And the next option will be administrator. Here in my organization, I have added Poonam Yadav as my CEO, Vivek Kumar as my HR administrator. If I want, I can add another HR administrator for my organization. Let me try to add one more HR administrator. I'll say Ravindra Singh will be my second HR administrator. Or, I'm not going to make any changes. I'm just showing it to you. And I have also added a finance administrator here. Ranjit Raina is one of the finance administrator. You can even add multiple finance administrators. Like I said, you can add multiple HR administrators in the system. You can add multiple finance administrators as well. I'm making Ravindra Singh as my second HR administrator. So he's got added to the system as an HR administrator. The same goes with your finance admin as well. And the next option here would be your statutory. Statutory is everything about your organization's statutory information like entity type, CI number, date of incorporation, GST, company STAN, PAN, directors information, auditors information. You can add auditors, your company secretaries can be added, and company's bank account details also can be added over here. So that's pretty much everything about company profile. Then now let me go to my profile and show you what all can an employee do in my profile. My profile, like the name itself says, it's everything about an employee. So an employee can look at his personal information. He can see his name in the company, his date of birth, his blood group, his marital status, his contact information, his official email address, personal email ID, phone number, uh, can be seen by an employee, and also his address information. An employee can make changes to all the information that is added over here, because this is his personal information. If he wants to change his address at any point in time, if he's changing his address, he can make changes to his address. He can also make changes to his personal information like his contact information, if he's changing his phone number. So the next option is work. Here employee can look at all the work related information that is added by an HR administrator, his employee ID, designation, department, his work history, and resignation information, of course, can be seen by an employee. And he can also look at his team information, as in who's his reporting manager, who are reporting to him. All of these information can be seen in team section. The next option is your education. Here an employee can add his education information, his university, which college did he study in. He can add multiple records of that sort. And the next section is family. An employee can add his family members details over here. His in this case I've added just one record, and also an emergency contact can be added for every employee. So now Vivek has added just one emergency contact and one family members. Multiple records can be added. And an employee can also upload his documents. Let's look at what all documents can be uploaded. In this case, Vivek has already uploaded a couple of documents of his PAN card and an Aadhaar card. If I want to add another, I'll just click on add and I'll see what documents has to be uploaded. Passport, driver's license, voter ID card. I will select a file. The soft copy has to be uploaded here. I'll select a file to upload here. I'm uploading the driver's license of Vivek Kumar. So he's selecting that he's uploading driver's license number, and it's a photo ID, date of birth, current address proof, and permanent address proof, and the document is uploaded. This is how an employee uploads his document. Multiple documents can be uploaded. In this case, DL is already uploaded. DL is uploaded now. We just looked at it. And PAN card and Aadhaar card is also uploaded. So the leave option, payroll option is what we are left with. So if you go to leave, you can look at every leave that this employee has taken so far in this organization. This is the history of it. An employee can also look at what leave rules has been applied to him. Paid leave, compensatory off. If he clicks on paid leave, he can look at all the general settings of paid leave. And in logs, he can just look at his logs. And if he wants to apply for a leave, he can click on apply for leave, select what leave is he applying for. In this case, I'm saying I'm applying for a paid leave, and the start date of paid leave is 23rd of July. End date of paid leave is 24th of July, and the employee has to write a reason. For this case, I'm just saying holiday request, and I'm gonna apply it. So now this is how an employee can also apply for a leave from his profile. So that's everything that an employee can do with his My Profile. And the next option is your directory. Directory is everything about all employees that you have in your organization. You can look at each employee's data by clicking on their names. We will talk more about directory, and we will talk more about how to add employees to directory, how to do bulk edit in the later part. So the next option here is your organization chart. Organization chart is your organization's hierarchy, or it's the pictorial representation of who's reporting to who's my reporting manager, or who all are reporting to me. So this is my organization chart. So Poonam is the CEO, Vivek Kumar is reporting to Poonam, and Vivek Kumar has reportees as well. So this is how my organization chart would look if I have assigned reporting managers to every employee in the organization, and if there is a CEO in the organization. And the next option is attendance. You can create as many shift rules your organization has. I have created 2 for my organization, General and US. If I need to create the third, I can click on Create New Rule. Let me click on the Edit option and define the general settings of this shift. I'm renaming it to UK Shift. First, let me set my in time and my out time. My in time would be 1:30 p.m. and my out time will be 10:30 p.m. And if you want to track anomalies, when I say anomalies, if you want to track the number of late comings and early logouts of your employees, you can enable this option. Once this option is enabled, you can also choose what anomalies should be tracked. Is it the in time, out time, or work duration? And accordingly, I will enter the grace time for my in time, meaning if my shift starts at 1:30 p.m., how late can my employees log in? Now, if I set my grace time to 30 minutes, my employees will be able to log in anytime on or before 2 p.m. And the same goes with out time as well. If the grace time is 30 minutes, my employees can log out 30 minutes before their logout time, and no anomaly will be generated. But if they log out anytime sooner than 30 minutes, system will create an anomaly and administrator will be notified about it. You can also decide how many hours should be considered for a full day and how many hours should be considered for a half day. And at last, you can also track the maximum total break duration, number of breaks to be taken, and auto clock out. If I enable maximum total break duration, I can tell the system what should be the total break duration for my employees. In this case, let me say it should be 1 hour 15 minutes. And then how many breaks should be taken? I'll say 3 breaks allowed in a day. And also I'll decide if system has to auto clock out my employees if they are not clocking out for any given day. And once you have created the shift, you can go to apply attendance rules, select all employees the shift has to be assigned for. In my case, I want this to be assigned for 3 employees, so I will select 3 of them. But if you want this shift to be assigned for all your employees, you can select all by clicking here. Or if you want to assign it department wise, you can select department and assign. So as I said, I'm assigning it only to 3 employees. So I'm selecting the rule, which is UK shift, and I will add an effective date to it and apply. But if you want to assign any of your shift rule as a default rule for all employees, you can select the rule and make it as a default rule, give it an effective date, and save. This is how you create and assign shift rules for your employees. And the next option is leave. In leaves, an administrator can look at every employee that is who's applied for a leave. So this is leave logs, and we have leave rules and leave balance. So the very first thing that an administrator does is to create a leave rule. So in this case, see, in Kredily, you by default you have 10 different leave rules. You can apply all 10 leave rules for all your employees if required, or you can choose what leave types has to be applied for your employees. So let me take an example of compensatory leave. So compensatory leave can be edited at any point in time. You can look at the general settings. So let me take an example of this leave type called work from home. So if you go to overview, if you want to make changes to the name work from home, you can make changes. Let me change the name of work from home leave type to casual leave. And then you can also make changes to the general settings of casual leaves. You can choose how many leaves should be given to your employees for a particular calendar year or financial year. So I'm giving 18 leaves in a year, and I'll say maximum leaves allowed in a month is 15. Continuous leaves allowed in a month is also 15. I can choose if weekend between leaves has to be considered as a leave, and holidays between leaves has to be considered as a leave. I have turned it off for my organization. The next option here is accrual. Leave accrual gives you an option to choose if leaves has to be credited month on month, or it has to be credited in one go for the whole year. So if you turn on the creditable on accrual basis, you get an option to choose the leave frequency. You get an option to choose the leave frequency, accrual frequency, which will be monthly, and accrual period can be chosen. I can either say my leaves has to be accrued in the start or in the end of the month. And if you turn it off, the leaves will be credited in one shot. All 18 leaves that I have given will be credited in one shot. And for my organization, I'm crediting all the leaves on monthly accrual basis in the start of every month. And leave applicability is also an option. In this, you can choose if employees who are still under probation can apply for leave or not. Then you also have an option to enable or disable negative leaves, which means if your employee runs out of his leave balance, will he be able to apply for leave so that it gets compensated in the next month's leave that is going to be credited to him. You can choose either to turn it on or turn it off. If you turn it off, your employees will not be able to apply for a leave if his leave balance is zero. So I'm not enabling the negative leaves allowed and the allow leaves under probation option for my organization. And the next option is leave carry forward. Here I can choose if the pending leaves that are not taken by an employee should be carry forwarded for the next year. And also if I say yes, it has to be carry forwarded, then I will also get an option to choose if all the leaves that are pending can be carry forwarded for the next year, or should I put a number to it? I mean, I can put a cap to it. I'll say it, but for my organization, I'm saying that all remaining leaves will be carry forwarded for the next year. The last option in leave general settings is miscellaneous. Here you can choose if backdated leaves are allowed or not. If you choose backdated leaves allowed, then your employees will get an option to apply for the leaves which is taken in the past. Here I can choose how many days can be allowed. So if I say 10 days or 15 days, my employees can apply for a leave which is taken in the last 10 days, in the past 10 days. And the last option is apply leaves for next year till. So in my case, I've just told that my employees can apply for leaves till January. I'm saving this. Then casual leave is done. So now I'll go to apply leave rules option. So here I can choose all my employees, or I can select which employee should be assigned this casual leave type. In my case, I'm selecting all my employees and I'm assigning the casual leave. Selecting the leave type, casual leave. I'm giving it an effective date. I'll make it effective from the 1st of Jan, as my leave cycle is the calendar year. It starts from Jan. So I'm selecting 1st of Jan and I'm applying it. Once it is applied, you will be able to look at all the leaves, all the leave balance, all the casual leave which is applied for your employees to your right. And if you go to leave balance, you will also be able to look at which employee has how many leave balances of what leave type. So every leave type will be displayed here, and the number of leaves which are accumulated for your employees will also be displayed. That's everything about leave, setting up leave rules and assigning a leave type to your employees. But there's one more option here in leave, which is called leave logs. In leave logs, you will be able to look at all the leaves that are applied, approved, rejected for your employees. In this case, if you look at Vivek Kumar's leave logs, Vivek Kumar has applied for 2 different leaves. So the first leave type, I'm going to reject it. I'll say not approved, and I will reject his leave application. That's the first leave request that he has applied for, which is on the 19th of which is from 19th of June to 19th of June, which is a 1-day leave request. I've rejected it. And there's one more leave request which we just applied. So I'm going to approve that. So this leave type is approved. So HR administrator can apply or approve or reject leave types here from the leave logs. This is how simple it gets to apply and reject leave logs and to track all the leave that are applied by your employees. And you can also approve leaves in bulk. You can select all employees and you click on bulk approve and the leave gets approved. And you can also export all the leave logs, leaves that are applied by your employees by clicking on the export option here, and the data gets exported to an Excel sheet. That's everything about your leave. The next option is your calendar. In calendar, you can look at all the events that are there for your organization. You click on a day and that gives you the information of what event is scheduled for that day. And then you can also upload holidays. You click on upload holidays and you can see what all holidays which are already uploaded. You can also upload another holiday. So these are the holidays that I have uploaded for my organization. If you have to upload another one, you just click on the add option here and write the holiday name. I'm adding Independence Day. Independence Day, which is on 15th of August. I'm selecting the date here, 15th of August, and I'll click on save. So now this holiday is now saved. To check this holiday, I will go to August month and August 15th. It's Independence Day. So the information will be shown here. It's showing as Independence Day. Or you can also upload holidays in bulk. You can just click on the bulk upload option and download the Excel sheet to upload holidays in bulk. And now that's everything about your calendar as well. The next option is your notifications. Notifications will just give you information of what all notifications you've got as an employee or as an administrator. You can look at all notifications. You can mark it as unread. You can mark it as read. You can delete them. Very simple, nothing much to understand and learn in notifications. The next option in HRMS, or the last module in HRMS is Machax. Machax is your social networking platform. Like Facebook, any employee or an administrator can create posts. Here I have created multiple posts and multiple announcements in the past. If I have to create a post, I can click on create post. I can write anything over here. and I can add a photo, and I can choose the category. Is it an article? Is it classified? Is it an information? Is it an announcement? I'll say it's an announcement, or let me say it's an article, and then I'll say if it has to be a public post or only to my department, only to my team, then I can post it. And once it is posted, the post will be visible something like this. You can like it and you can comment on it. I'll just put a comment. It's a wonderful view, and I'll post it. So every employee can comment on whatever posts that you create, and they can even like it. The last module that we need to look at is settings. In settings, you will have an option to create work week for your organization. I already have these many work weeks created by default in my account, and I have used the first work week, which is named as Saturday, Sunday off, to all my employees in my organization. If I want, I can make changes to it. I'll click on this. And now I can edit this work week that I've already assigned, and I can make changes to the working days and weekly offs. I can make Saturdays as working day if I want. I can make any changes and save it. That will be applicable for all my employees. Once this work week is created here, I can go to assign work week, and I can select all employees, or I can just mark selected employees to assign this work week. Assign rules, select this work week, give it an effective date, and apply. So once work week is assigned, your employees will be able to log in or clock in their attendance. Without a work week, an employee will not be able to clock in his or her attendance. And the next option is leave and attendance settings. Here you get an option to choose if you want to follow calendar year or financial year for your leave cycle. By default, system always takes a leave cycle as calendar year. If you are following financial year for your leave cycle, you can enable this option. And you also have the IP restriction option here. If you enable it, you will get an option to add any number of IPs that you want. Let me add a couple of IP addresses for my organization. I'll click on the add button, and I'll add the IP and save it. So there is no limitations to it. We can add any number of IPs, and your employees will only be able to log in or web clock in using this IP only. They will not be able to use any other IPs to clock in their attendance. So the last option here is directory control. Here you get an option to choose if you want to display email IDs and phone numbers for your employees in their directory. And also you can choose whether or not you will display their social media information. I have turned it off for my organization because I don't want to show email address and phone numbers to my employees. But if you want, you can enable this option. That's all about settings as well. So this was everything about the HRMS module of Kredily. Thank you so much for watching this video.